One of 2014's best stories on the ATP World Tour has revolved around a player who stepped from the shadows. Stan Wawrinka always had the talent to do great things, and finally at the Australian Open he proved it.
It's very good to see a player like that hit inside the top 3-4, and he's changed his game. He's changed the top 8. He's come in, and it's now different for every player because no one wants to play Stan.
Can't hide the fact he's got one of the best one-handed backhands in the game, backhands in general. So he's got a lot of weapons as well, and yeah, I mean that goes without saying. He's been playing great tennis, these past couple of years.
Over the last 18 months, he's improved terrifically, and actually before Australia this year, really looked and wasn't actually that surprised when he ended up winning the tournament.
That maiden Grand Slam victory in Australia was a giant leap after years of hard work. Wawrinka is now firmly established in the world's top 4.
I was ready for that. Was the right moment. I was 28 years old, and was just the right timing to put all the puzzle together. And I've been working really hard since many years, but sometimes it needs more time to put all the pieces together.
It certainly helps other players' belief and confidence. The big 4 are, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. That's for sure. But Stan's win in Australia sort of opened up some eyes. I think that these guys aren't invincible. They can be beat, but it's a very tough task.
If that Grand Slam gave Stan a new confidence, he underlined it in Monte Carlo, defeating Roger Federer to take his first ATP World Tour Masters 1000 title.
Of course, really important for me. I never won a Masters 1000. Was my first Masters 1000 title, and to play him in the final was even something special for me, because I always had problem to play him. He's so special as a friend, as a tennis player, and it's always been tough for me to play him, and to just get that title against him was meaning a lot for me.
In a year of firsts, Wawrinka has also been elected to the ATP Player Council, determined to contribute more to the sport he loves.
I was following what was happening in the past few years already, especially because Roger was there updating about everything, but also because I'm really interested on what's happened in our sports, and also because now the fact that I won Grand Slam, the fact that I'm in the top 5, I think it's important if I can help a little bit the sport, tell what I think about the sport, try to find solution and see how we can improve that for the future.
Tennis has grown a lot. I mean, the depth is, I think, stronger than ever, but a lot has to be contributed to those top guys. They've really pulled everybody with them, and their name, speaks volumes, when they do talk about different issues, when it relates to the Player Council. And, it's great to have Stan on the council, Grand Slam champion. It was tough losing Roger. He's been there for a while. I mean, it was always tough to replace somebody like him, but I think Stan's, we all feel very honored to have him on the council.
Wawrinka's story has been an inspiration to many. 2014 has been his year, because he never gave up on his dream.
That's why I just achieved what I did this year at 29 years old, and not when I was 22, 24. It's because it doesn't matter. I will always try to fight. I will always try to find solution and never stop trying to practice, stop trying to improve, trying to find a way how to be a better player.
He's a super player to watch, and I just love that single-handed backhand, Miles. It's so good to see. It's such an element of the game even now, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful shot. He can hit that ball so hard. When you're up close watching a lot of players, you hear that sort of whiplash crack on the forehand side quite often, but not often on the backhand. But Stan has got that almost more on the backhand than the forehand. It's beautiful to watch. And it's actually, we were talking this morning, surprising. There are around 30 single-handers in the top 100 right now, so quite a large percentage. Obviously at the top you've got your Murrays, Djokovic, Nadal, but if you go through it, there's quite a number of one-handers, and most of them are pretty attractive shots.
Yeah, Lopez is another one, isn't he? And it's such a lovely shot to see. But I think another reason Stan deserves quite a lot of praise is that ability to have moved out of the shadow of Roger Federer.
Yeah, I mean that living in that for so long, it can't be easy. But I think that win in Monte Carlo actually saw him take over Roger Federer in the Swiss rankings. He got to number 1 there and actually was ahead of him in the rankings. But yeah, that can't be easy. But having someone like him around, I mean, can only inspire you. Someone that you can go to. They seem to be great friends. They are great friends, and to have him to advise you when you need him. Obviously, it's a tricky situation because they're competing against each other, but they're in the same Davis Cup team. They practice a lot together. They've got similar kind of games, being a single-hander, and I suppose someone like Federer can understand the pressures that Wawrinka's under as well.
I do wonder if becoming Swiss number 1 was almost more difficult to come to terms with than being a Grand Slam winner, because that was something he dreamt of, but possibly never thought I'd actually be above Federer. Yeah. So there was a double whammy for him to get his head around and to adjust his thinking to. And it wasn't. I know they played in Indian Wells last year, and Stan had good chances to beat Roger. I think Roger was struggling with his back at that stage, and he couldn't quite get over the line. It was still very much the master and the pupil.
You can so understand that, can't you? But how do you think he'll do tonight? I mean, the head-to-head record with Djokovic is not good. It's 15-3 in Djokovic's favour. However, and here's the graphic just showing that now, the most recent win, of course, was at the Australian Open in the quarterfinals of this year, when Stan went on to win the Aussie Open, and I think he won the meeting. Oh, no, in fact, it was Novak who beat him here, of course, in the semi-finals last year. But Stan, the most recent winner.
Yeah, I mean, that was a cracker of a match in Australia, and I think it's going to be an extremely interesting match this evening. I think if Wawrinka gets himself into that zone, the zone that we've seen him play this year, of course, in Australia, Monte Carlo, a couple of other quarterfinals of Grand Slams, if he can get himself into that kind of mindset, I think it's going to be an extremely entertaining encounter. I think the power he has from the back of the court is immense. We've mentioned his backhand, how graceful, how good that backhand is. So he's got great variety on it. His cross-court backhand is a thing of beauty, really, the way you can kind of hit that short angle but still so powerfully as well, and let's not forget how big that service is of his. He's looking forward to perhaps getting a few free points. Of course, so tough to get the ball back and past Djokovic, get it through him. He's so quick around these courts these days, Djokovic, and we've seen how kind of how athletic he is and how he gets himself into these positions and not off balance. So Wawrinka's going to have to be patient at the same time.
Yes, indeed. Maybe we'll get our first 3-set singles match tonight. Who knows? But whatever, it'll be a thriller and it'll be absolutely enthralling.